No, that was just our prep. I'm just trying to get April and everybody tagged in this. You're gone. I hear somebody.
I'm on.
Okay. So I'm setting up the live video stream into Facebook.
Okay.
I don't know how long it's going to take. It's got a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to wait like 30 more
Now
seconds.
listen, you need to go on. Do you hear me?
Hey, boys.
I need to use these things that I bought. I have my dried herbs that I haven't ever opened. This is calendula.
Oh, yeah.
I have lavender and chamomile.
What are you going to do? Are you going to make like soaps or tincture or sprays or what?
Like the little like roller bottles with it in there.
Oh, those would be pretty.
Yeah, I have someone who was asking me if she could get thieves, before we got on, and this is the rosebuds I have.
Hang on, I can't see them now because it just kicked over to set up the live meeting.
But anyways, I have like 3 kits available that of course have thieves oil, thieves clean, thieves spray, and thieves hand sanitizer in it. And I was like, I can get that to you, but you'll have to reactivate your account and order the kit, and then we'll just have to exchange once you get your kit in. I wonder if I should just go ahead and tell her to put in my shipping address so we don't have to worry about getting back together.
Maybe, or I can do it. Okay, we are live on Facebook and Zoom. It looks like it's working good.
Okay.
Okay, it's the first time I've been able to get this to work right. Hey, Stephanie, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you guys?
Good. All right, we'll wait for Kathryn to get on, and April. She should be on here in a minute. There is a lag between Zoom and Facebook. So, Stephanie, if you could kind of help out too and just watch chat or the comments on Facebook, that would be great.
Sure.
My hair. I should probably look in the mirror before I do live videos. Today was crazy. And it's so funny. I was talking to Toby Detzler earlier. I had go to the auto place this morning, and then I had to stop and get dog food, which I just remembered is out in the car. And people walk around you. I said, it's like everybody's got really bad body odor. They walk around. I made a spray that is, well, I've actually used more of it than I thought. It's like half gone, of straight Everclear oregano and thyme that I've been using on my hands. All right, Kathryn and April should be on here any second. Well, Kathryn is on. That's her room.
I can't see anybody. Oh wait, there we go.
Yeah.
I'll switch it to where I can see everyone.
There's she.
Okay.
Now we're just waiting on April.
I was getting my rose roller.
Yeah.
When in doubt, get those frequencies way up.
While we are waiting on people, that is a great idea.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good. This is rose oil with like jojoba oil and like little rose petals, and I love it.
I bet. I'm going for my favorite standby frankincense. Okay, we'll just go ahead and start. April's not on yet. She probably had something. She'll pop in here when she can. And we got Stephanie in the house.
Yeah, we've got several viewing on Facebook. So
okay, awesome. Okay, so Kathryn, you get to be the moderator since I do rabbit trails. You're in charge.
All right. Okay, so we just wanted to hop on and talk to you guys about a few things. So it's going to be short and concise. We're not going to ramble a bunch. We want to give you information. We are getting a few frequently asked questions we're going to answer. We're going to talk about immune support. We're talking about being prepared health-wise and financially. And so let's get started. We're going to talk about, first of all, we're getting a lot of questions about these things going around about silver and elderberry being ineffective. We want to be clear from the very beginning. Nothing we are talking about in this video today is to treat, diagnose, cure, prevent, whatever, COVID or any other virus. What we are talking about is how to keep our body's immune systems functioning at an optimal level so that when things come along, our bodies are equipped and prepared to fight at the best possible level that they can, right? So I think people are just fear-mongering the whole elderberry silver natural remedy thing because they're thinking people are trying to say you can cure or prevent certain things with that. And maybe they are, but we are not. Nobody in this organization, in this company is claiming that. So let's make that clear right up front. So Melissa, I think you were going to talk about silver and let us know kind of like where that's coming from and what's the truth.
Yes. Now, up until 1985, silver was approved by the FDA as a natural supplement for boosting the immune system and recovering type stuff. It is whatever, that's changed. What I see is people, like I listened to a doctor this morning talk about, you can't take it all the time. It turns you blue. It is very dangerous. Don't do it. And there are some forms of silver that I would completely agree. But even with that, your higher ppms, your big particle sizes, that you still have to take a lot for a long time period for that to happen. I tell people all the time, if you want to invest in a silver generator, you're looking at $600 to $800 for a good one, or if not more. But Sovereign Silver I've used since Marley was probably 1 or 2. I switched brands and went to that. Their part per million size is super small. It's 10 parts per million. You can take it 7 times a day for 70 years and have no adverse effects. The benefit of silver, good silver, now I can't say that enough times. The benefit of good silver is it's not going to kill off all the bad gut flora and stuff that you have in your gut system, which is imperative to wellness. It is something I keep on hand, and we're going to talk a little bit about being prepared, but I've used it for silver in general for 30 years, Sovereign Silver for most of Marley's life, and had phenomenal results with it. Since I do what I do now, I go through silver. It takes me forever to go through it. I don't use it much because I am super proactive on my immune health at all. So when you start hearing all these negative things, you need to not paint the whole scenario with one big brush, because there are differences, just like there are differences in oils, differences in supplements, there are differences of silver, there's differences of opinions. Yesterday I posted, elderberry was the second thing. I posted a video from Jen O'Sullivan. I know Kathryn or Candace sent me the one from Lindsay Elmore, which I remember when it came out too. That study, super small. Candace can talk about that, but we posted that in the group already. So I don't feel like other than what she needs to say, I don't feel like we need to go into a bunch of detail about that. But that again is something I have used for over 30 years. Normally I make my own, or I have somebody I trust make it. I very rarely buy what's at the store because it has fructose in it, and or sugars and stuff in it that are chemically, and they're just going to feed what you're trying to avoid. So sugar is bad all the way around, refined sugar and high fructose corn syrup, all that crap. So avoid it. I mean, just, your raw honeys, your good sugars in moderation, don't binge on it. But there are things you can do that are going to not set you back when you're trying to be proactive with your immune. So Candace,
and I mean, they're both good natural alternatives to keeping an immune system healthy.
Absolutely.
That's the point.
Absolutely.
They're not ineffective, but they're also, we're not claiming that they do anything other than that. That's, I think, is where all the mass hysteria has come from.
Turn off the TV, because I listened to some today at a place I was at, and I mean, I can see why people are so fearful. Doom and gloom and the fear mongering is ridiculous.
Okay, so the other question that we're getting is, okay, how do we support our immune systems to our best ability during this time and in general? Because the whole point is not to just start when something comes along, but just to keep your healthy immune systems going optimally all the time. So Candace, do you want to talk about immune support?
Yeah. So, okay. aside from, you guys really should be exercising. You should be eating a healthy diet, which means, unprocessed foods as much as possible. I know we're not 100%, but watching what you eat is going to help you majorly right now. Supplements that I take on a daily basis, not just when I start to get sick. Super B. I do the Super C as well. I do enzymes because enzymes help you break down the foods that you're eating to absorb all of those good nutrients and minerals that you're eating. Because if you're not taking enzymes, most likely you're not getting everything from what you eat. Sorry about the crazy legs behind me.
Quarantine life.
Yes. At home life now. I pretty much use Thieves everything in my everyday life. That is constant immune support, from hand washing to toothpaste to cleaning and all of that. So when I do start to feel down, that's whenever I bring out the inner defense or make my own capsules with Thieves and oregano and frankincense. And then I might up my dose of vitamin C and vitamin D as well. Okay, so you don't have to take mega doses on a regular day. Mega doses are for when you are sick, when you feel like you're coming down with something, which I see going around a lot right now as people are taking, mega doses of stuff. If you're not actually sick, you just need to be supporting your immune system as a regular, healthy human being.
Absolutely.
So anything else y'all want to add?
I want to add one thing, and we didn't cover this when we were kind of planning this out, but one of the things I recently listened to, and I kind of went through this with my brother, but don't negate your oral health. And what she talked about, doing everything with Thieves. There was a deal I listened to not too long ago about the dangers of flossing with like regular floss. I use a water pick instead of flossing, but if you floss, I want to encourage you to really do some reading on the Thieves dental floss, because of all the benefits that come with Thieves. Just really look at that, because good oral health is just as important as your digestive function. Those are things that we tend to overlook and not think a whole lot of. So if you're brushing your teeth with chemicals or a SLS toothpaste or a lot of fluoride and stuff like that, you're actually weakening your immune system. I don't want to go into big detail about that, but that is something that we've dealt with this last year, especially with my brother passing. That was something that was brought up over and over and over again on our Gerson deal, is how critical oral health is, your meridians there. So that's something just to jot down and do some further reading on for immune health.
Yeah, I would say, if it just seems overwhelming, just buy all the things, Thieves. We have an entire line of the toothpaste and the cleaners and the sprays and the hand sanitizers and all of that. The mouthwash, that's great. And we love the mouthwash.
Mm-hmm. And you can make a mouth spray with the mouthwash. I mean, there's so many things you can do with these products other than what they are labeled for. And I just don't think people realize the potential of and the benefits that come from the entire Thieves line.
So talking about immune support, we want to talk a little bit about being prepared. So we've kind of covered that a little bit, but being prepared, health in the health arena, I think that for most of us in here that especially do this as a business, we see the reason that people come to us. And a lot of times it's because they've tried other things for their health that haven't worked. And then we're a last resort sometimes. You should be using these things before there's anything happening. This is not health in the health arena. Oh, sorry. I just heard an echo. That confused me. Okay.
Sorry.
So, we should be using our Young Living products and stuff like we've talked about, getting those body frequencies up, keeping our body systems, our healthy body systems healthy and ready for anything that were to come along. So we want to be prepared health-wise, which means, you need to utilize our programs like Essential Rewards so that you're building up your arsenal. There are times that come along where other people might be wanting certain of our products, like right now for immune for immune support and things like that, and they may not be available. So all these months ahead, there's so many of us, we've been on Essential Rewards, we've been ordering every month, swapping out products in our house for our clean alternatives. We have those products on hand. Young Living also is amazing because they have Essential Rewards exclusive bundles for us that are better deals, and those products are still available in the bundle, but they are not all available separately. So it's really important to take advantage of that as a Young Living member. If you're watching this, you're a Young Living member, or maybe you've gone inactive. Reactivate your account, join Essential Rewards. You can cancel it whenever you want. I feel like saying that just gives people like, that puts them at ease, and then they end up not canceling it, which is fine. We've been on it. All of us have been on it for years and years. So, but you're going to get rewarded for your orders. You're going to have points that you can earn back and trade in for free product when you need it. But you have exclusive availability for a Thieves Essential Rewards bundle, which I don't have that in front of me of all that's in there, but it's cleaner, hand soap, hand sanitizers, that stuff. And then for $118, and then you have a Thieves Premium Starter Kit available to new members. So just want to put that out there if you weren't aware that we have that. I shared that with a lot of my team yesterday and the day before, and several people just didn't even know we had an Essential Rewards Thieves bundle, and so they jumped right on that. But yeah, so you guys have anything about that you want to talk about as far as being prepared health-wise?
Well, the same thing that with what you're talking about with the Thieves, that's what I did with my Ningxia. I always stay well stocked in Thieves stuff. And Candace did a deal in her workout group about how many of you were prepared for this. And I was probably 97, 98% prepared because I feel like I've been living that way for so long. It's just like when Maggie burned her foot because she stuck her foot in the ashes, I had everything I needed to deal with it right then and there. I wasn't calling everybody going, hey, do you have lavender or Lavaderm or all these things? I had what I needed in place to take care of it when it happened. Now that is a small scale of what we're dealing with and addressing now, but it makes sense to be prepared. Nobody was prepared for the toilet paper Armageddon thing. Which still boggles my mind, but you look at wanting to be able to keep your surfaces clean, wanting to be able to keep your hands clean, wanting to be able, to brush your teeth, those things that most of us already have on hand. And like you said, it can be overwhelming. And that's what I do love about these bundles that they do, because there's such savings that come with them. But we were pretty much prepared for this, not actually planned for it. That people think that preppers are crazy or that you have to be a hoarder. You don't, because things will open back up. But being prepared for having to stay home or your kid getting sick and all those things is really not that hard or costly unless you try to do it at the 11th hour. And then that's when people start getting nervous.
Yeah, and I'll just add, so just as an example of what I do every month, my monthly Essential Rewards wellness box from Young Living, I assess everything that we have on hand and what we're running low on and what I need to get. So that is something that you guys should be doing. And I will just say that all the oils that come in the premium starter kit, you most likely want to have every one of those oils on hand and have a backup bottle of it, because what happens is we open it, we open a bottle, we put it in our purse, or we take it to another room or something like that. And then, that second bottle might get opened or something, too. So just constantly be looking at least on a monthly basis, because these are the messages that I get from people. Hey, do you happen to have any Thieves that I can get from you? I didn't realize that I was almost out. And, can I buy some from you? I can't wait for a shipment to get to me. So, I plan ahead for my family. We're a family of 4 under one roof. And if one of us starts to come down with something, you're going to need to start using it a lot more frequently than what you do on a regular basis. And so you always want to have a backup bottle. Always. always of lavender, always of thieves, always of lemon, always of peppermint, frankincense. I cannot say more about always at least having those on hand. And then, you know, oregano is one of my other faves to have for immune support. It's super important. So like, you really need to be looking at that stuff and seeing what you need. Make sure that you're not almost out of your Thieves household cleaner, because right now, that is super important to have right now, to be cleaning your doorknobs and your light switches and your surfaces and stuff. So just to keep a running list of what you're running low on and what you need to order next month, and make sure that you have that, you know, that replacement going on. Because that's how you're prepared, instead of trying to call places and find where you might be able to get one really quick.
And I can tell you, if it's not life or death and you call me needing something right now, I'm going to say no. I mean, I'm just, because, you know, just because I don't want to have to wait to get it if I need it. And I just want to throw in there, because I know a lot of people are like, okay, well, what do you do when you have a fever? And since I am the oldest on this call and have been doing this the longest, I'm going to just run y'all through like what I've done with my kids or myself when we're combating something. And this is basics. And what Candace said is so on point about, you know, the things that come in the premium starter kit are vital. 9 out of 10 things that you need to deal with, you can do out of that premium starter kit. Lemon is probably one of my first go-tos, and I like to use lemon for the discomfort and just emotional too, but I will run lemon on the feet and up the spine immediately. And in 10 minutes, if I don't see a shift, I do it again. And then I will hit the feet with Thieves. And those are two of the things that I do right off. One of my kids will spike a higher fever than the others. And then I have one that very rarely runs a fever. So I address them all a little bit different. But if that fever spikes with my one, then and depending on age, and I'll do your precautions on peppermint, I will do peppermint. And if you've got young kids, you want to use a carrier, and I'll do it on the inside of the thighs with coconut oil, top of the shoulders, back of the neck, to help just cool the body down. Peppermint is phenomenal. Kids under 2.5, there is a precaution with peppermint because it can cause respiratory distress in a really low percent. I can't remember.
It's a very low percentage, and it has to be right in their face.
Right, a full face
right
of straight peppermint, and so you can diffuse it. You can put it on with the carrier. It's like 1 in 10,000 kids will have a reaction to it. I don't want to meet that 1 in 10,000, so I always tell people there are so many things you can do without it. But if I'm addressing fever with my kids, we don't have that sensitivity. I'm very familiar and educated with how to use them. That's how I use it. I use a carrier with peppermint on one kid because her skin's a little more sensitive, but the rest of us, we don't need it. I'll just use it neat. So it's good to know and be familiar with them, and not like at the 11th hour, oh my word, I don't know how to use this stuff, and just start throwing stuff at your kid. Mama mode is something that I practice frequently. When anything hits, stomach bug, whatever, I do oils and my supplements or whatever it is I'm doing every 10 minutes until I see a shift. And Dr. Minke calls this being a detective, and just watching for a shift in the body. If I don't see a shift by the second, third application, I'm going to add something else to it. If, like with fevers, I start watered down Ningxia, I'll put Ningxia in with some water, maybe Ningxia with some ice. I may put a few oils in there, and I'm having them sip it, or I will pour it over ice so they're chewing ice and getting it that way. Hydration is my number one thing. But just being proactive about giving the body what it needs to start building itself back up. But those are my top like go-to almost immediately, and those come straight out of the premium starter kit. My other one that I always keep on hand, which Candace mentioned, is oregano, and we do oregano and lemon or Thieves and lemon on the feet just as a daily. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We diffuse all the time. I have diffusers going, not 24/7, but at least once a day. The diffusers in my house are running, and the diffusers in the bedrooms run at night. And I mean, lemon is probably my biggest one I diffuse. I diffuse lemon all the time, and I'll pair it with something if I want to, change up the scent. But those are good things to really help support the immune system that you can do that are not cost prohibitive. They are very beneficial for everybody in the house. Diffusing is amazing on what it does for your air quality, what it does for you emotionally. And so those are things that you can do that are not going to break the bank and are very beneficial all the way around.
Okay, so transitioning from all that, we wanted to talk to you a little bit today about being prepared financially.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be like, what does that have to do with Young Living? Let me tell you. My husband and I own a small business. Candace owns a small business. She's on this call. We also do Young Living. In these weeks, we have taken an enormous hit because of, for us personally, we work with a lot of people in the independent medical field, and they are being forced to shut down. It's not even a choice. So therefore, they cannot pay us in this time because we're marketers, and they can't market anything, not really, in this time frame. And so it is a massive lead out right now. Hoping that they get that fixed really fast. But let me just tell you, we at least have my income from Young Living stuff. And it may not replace the income that comes from our marketing agency at this time, but it will. Mm-hmm. And I am so thankful that in all this crisis that's going around in the world right now, in the middle of all that, our businesses with Young Living are growing. Mm-hmm. They're growing because it's something that people will always need. They will always need these products, number one. Number two, we won't have to stop business because we're online. Mm-hmm. We don't have to go face to face. People do not come to us to buy products. It's all just right there on, so it's easy for them to log in just like they do on Amazon, order what they need to do what they got to do. We can use social media. We can do phone calls. We can do Zoom calls. This has not limited or prohibited us from anything. While we are quarantined inside the home, if anything, we've got extra time to work on educating and sharing with people who are not yet Young Living members and people who already are. So I just want to encourage you from this side of things. Being prepared financially, there's a lot that goes into that, but having multiple streams of income, mm-hmm. including this awesome Young Living business, could be a godsend. And I also can't tell you how many times over the last 20 years, 10, 20 years, I've heard people's stories in Young Living where their husband or they themselves lost their job, or when the economy was hit so bad back in I don't know, when was it? 2008-ish, somewhere around there. When a lot of people were struggling, they picked up this business that they had already started and went hardcore into it because it was their lifeline, and they soared to the top in the middle of economic crisis. So I'm just here to tell you, if you have not thought about doing this as a business, now's your time, because Young Living is just, they're going up. It just increases and increases, and more people are wanting to be a part of this. More and more people are realizing the importance of these products and the things that we offer. You guys, it is amazing. It's an amazing company to be a part of. They give to their members, but also to foundations and organizations around the world. And anytime a crisis comes along, they are immediate on their response to what they can do to give, whether it's time, products, money, all that. I could go on and on about it, but I just wanted to, you guys can give your input, but I just wanted to take our last few minutes just to tell you how, we feel about it, and maybe it's something that you should think about. As much or as little as you want to. That's the glorious thing about Young Living. You don't have to do it full time. You can do it on the side. You can do it a little bit. You can dip your feet in, whatever. And then if you guys have anything to add on that, go for it. And then we'll take questions if anybody has any questions on any of the things that we've talked about today.
Well, for me, all y'all know, or most of y'all know my story. I'm a single mom, and Young Living was basically the lifeboat for us. And it has kept me home with my kids. It's allowed me to homeschool my kids. And then I was also, when my mom had her stroke and my brother was diagnosed with cancer, I was able to step back. And I have, obviously y'all are part of my organization. The work that y'all did actually sustained my family during one of the hardest seasons of my life. And I praise God for that all the time, because I'm trying not to get emotional, but that is what got me through the last 3 or 4 years of what we have dealt with. And as a homeschool mom, the ability to keep my kids home, I mean, there's so many areas that this has impacted my life and helped me financially. I would not have been able to take off and travel and do the stuff, do the Gerson and do the stuff I did for my brother had it not been for Young Living. I would not be home with my kids. So yeah, as far as that goes, the business, it is definitely a lifesaver for my family.
And I'll just say right now, as far as what the business looks like, is just you guys helping all of these families that need to have something for immune support right now. As little as the basic starter kit, which is only $35, and helping them to, you know, customize an order or do that, you know, immune support kit that they have still available right now, and add to that basic kit. So, you know, Kathryn and I always joke around that that's how her and I got started was with the basic kit. And, you know, and then like, you know, a couple years later, we decided to do the business side of it because we had so many people asking us what we were doing, because we might mention something about oils or, you know, something like that. And then they wanted to know how to get theirs. And so you guys just reach out to your friends and your family and ask them how they're doing right now, and then share with them how they can, you know, order some stuff to support their immune system. It could even, you know, be, get the basic starter kit and get some Thieves essential oil, and then, you know, get some of the supplements that are going to help you during this time, like the Super C and the Super B and the Omega Gize that has vitamin D in it, you know, or get some Inner Defense and start taking a little bit of Inner Defense every day. So there's all kinds of different ways people can get started, or like Kathryn said, even with the Thieves starter kit, just revamp the house all in one order, you know, super, super simple. So don't be shy about helping people in that way, because you're really just helping them because you care. And so that's just, you know.
Stephanie, we lost April. Do you have any input you'd like to throw out there for us?
Yeah, just kind of going back to how we support our immune health. I agree with everything that you guys have said. I listen to Peter Minke a lot, and also things that Melissa has taught me. Vitamin D3 is very, very, very important, especially for respiratory support. One thing Peter Minke recommends that we all do every single morning, that I do without fail. Every morning when you wake up, drink 16 ounces of good quality water.
Absolutely.
Don't even add, and then I've just recently learned when he was doing his digestive support, don't add oils to that. Don't take supplements to that. It's just really important that your body doesn't, if you put oils in it, you add supplements with it, it will consider that food, and it will try to process, you know, any sort of thing that's not the water. So it's important to flush your system every single morning with 16 ounces of water. Probiotics also very important. And I wrote down some notes of things that triggered sleep. We're all ramped up, you know, I know that my family is staying up later than they should. Just try to, another thing he recommends are deep breaths, you know, throughout the day, every single morning. Get those lungs filled with good air. Go outside, take a walk. We can still do that. But really focus on several times throughout the day, especially right before bedtime. Get those deep breaths in, you know, whether to relax you, get that lung functioning up to par. Trying to think what else. Another frequently asked question that I keep getting about the Thieves Cleaner is, does it really work? Is it as effective? Blah, blah, blah. I recently watched Jen O'Sullivan's video, and she said what every one of us need to know is there's a proper way to use the Thieves Cleaner, And that is by spraying it, saturating the surface, and leaving it there for 5 minutes. Don't touch it. Let it do its thing. The nice thing with being able to do that with our cleaner is then you can wipe it down and you can leave it. You don't have to rinse it off like other harmful chemical cleaners. So those are just some of the tips that I've learned about recently, because we've got lots of time to learn now. Lots of resources, and spending more time being able to watch videos. And if there's some of those people that you follow that you never have time for, I always save those videos, and you don't have to look at those people, while they're talking, while you're going out for your walk, while you're driving to the store, whatever. Some of our people have to continue to be at work. Use that time to learn from the people that are there to teach us. So those are just some of the tips that I've learned recently.
Great points. Great points. I mean, I see so many people that are binge watching, Netflix, and I'm like, we're not even, I mean, other than to get on and look up things I need to look at, I've listened to more podcasts and more just to reaffirm things that I know and that I forget. And that doing the water, I remember when I learned that from Peter Minke, and that is a practice I do every day. And I don't add anything, and I know a lot of us do intermittent fasting in here. I mean, I don't add anything to my water or coffee till I'm ready to open my eating window. But there are so many good things that you can learn on how to be proactive and prepared for if your immune system takes a hit from anything. I mean, not even what we're dealing with now, but just in general. And those are great habits to get in practice doing. It doesn't need to be for a season. It needs to be a lifestyle. Right. Your products that you have in your home, it's not just okay till this passes. This needs to be a lifestyle where you are proactively taking care of yourself and your family in the best possible way, instead of adding chemicals and things that are going to be harmful and weaken your immune system. Be proactive from this point forward, because waiting till it's important and you get the diagnosis, that's when everything seems overwhelming. And that's how, and that's why that's why my brother wanted to come and live here with us, because I had everything in place. I knew this stuff. I already had both feet in the deep end of the pool in this stuff, and we hit the ground running. And so that took a lot of pressure off him. We're all going to go through seasons in life, but knowing these simple, basic things, that's why we tried not to go real deep today. But Stephanie, those were excellent points. And everything everybody brought to the table. The other thing I want to end with is we are here, all of us, and I know we lost April, but her too. We are here to support you guys. We're here to answer questions, put resources in your hand, put you in, share any resources that we have available. We're here. We a lot of us have Project Broadcast. We have things in place to help educate you, but you need to ask. We're not going to spam you and hunt you down and try to hard sell you. We're here to support you. We're here to answer questions. We're here to be here for y'all and walk through this together. And that's one of the things why we wanted to do this call, because we started getting more and more questions like, oh, what do you do? Or do you have this on hand? Or do you have that? And I was like, guys, we need to address this and let people know, hey, we're here. We're here to help you. And we want to help you on every single level, the spiritual, the financial, the physical, all of it.
Oh, on that note, while you're naming that, I also wanted to throw in there, this is a really good time to start learning about supporting your emotions. Absolutely. And we are looking at doing a special type of class on that we can educate on for our members and some non-members as well. We will put more information on that when we get it all finalized. But you can look in here. There's plenty of information in here on supporting your emotions, but a lot of us are feeling very uneasy, overwhelmed, kind of going back and forth, kind of like, oh, I'm fine. No, wait, should I panic? No, I'm good. So how do we stabilize those emotions? How do we process those emotions? How do we, so there is so many, we have a kit called it's like an emotional kit collection. I don't even know what it's called. Anyways, it's like some of the main oils that help us support emotions, but there's some specific books on it that we can post those if you guys want them. But some of my go-tos, always always are valor and peace and calming. And those are in the kit, as well as frankincense, which are in your premium starter kit. If you're just like not even sure, I don't even really know what kind of emotions I'm dealing with. I don't know. Yeah, there's an emotional file in this group. I don't really know what to grab one of them. Frankincense, peace and calming, valor, joy, anything. And just rub it over your chest, rub it in your hands, inhale it, deep breaths. It's so important that we support our emotions always. So it's something that you should learn anyways, but especially during this time. And I have had people ask me that. I'm just feeling like so out of sorts. And it's kind of like, well, here's some of the things that help me. And those are some of, my top ones that I reach for all the time. So just wanted to put that in here. But I have, yes, the feelings kit, Teresa. We do have a feelings collection.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? Is it called the feelings collection?
I think it's the feelings collection. Yeah, there's 6 or 8 oils, and I can't remember.
You can find it in the tab under like it says like collections and kits or whatever, or something in the back office. So we didn't want to make this long. So we want to see, we'll leave it on. We'll be on here for just a couple more minutes. You guys who are on the Zoom call, feel free to talk if you want to, if you have anything to add. But if you're watching on Facebook or on Zoom, you have a question, just go ahead and type it in. We'll leave it up for just a couple minutes, and we'll, if you're watching this after it's live, still write your questions and we'll answer them best that we can. But thank y'all for joining us today.
Absolutely.
We love and appreciate all you. And, the one thing about all this is that everyone is affected. We're all in it together, just in different ways. And so we're here for you guys. And we just wanted to make sure you guys get the information that you need and the questions that you have answered.
And this is a great time for us to come together and work together on doing this, just because of what you said on the emotional. And we are, as soon as we know and get a presenter or a leader lined up to do we're looking at the aroma freedom technique, and some specific emotional release protocols. But as far as basic emotions and addressing those go, there's a huge file in the group that has a lot of different recipes, a lot of different protocols. Just there, a lot of the oils, again, I know we keep bringing up the premium starter kit, but use what you have. If you have oils at home, even oregano is so grounding. Peppermint is grounding. You don't have to, okay, look in the book, well, I don't have that. Lemon is uplifting, phenomenal, inexpensive. Orange. Orange. Oh, yeah. Orange will help you sleep. Lavender, is really good for if you're stressed. Stress away. If you have, trouble sleeping, they're just diffusing, putting them on your feet. There's so many things you can do. And if you're completely like, I don't know what to do, drop your questions in below this video or reach out to us personally, text us, whatever. Don't be afraid to ask, and don't feel like I don't know this, and because no question is dumb unless it's unasked. So ask away. When we're here to help.
Melissa, do you have your essential oil desk reference book? I'm sitting here looking for mine, and it's in the kitchen. Most of us have that resource. Put it to good use right now. It's
This is my big one.
And then there's a little pocket reference that many of us
pocket reference, which I have on my desk. There's also an app, and I really like the app on the phone. If you do not have the app and you want it, it is April, I believe it's $7.95. We can get it for you through my membership that I have with LSP. And if you have a family member that you want to have it, all I need is you PayPal me $7.95. I will send it to their email. You give me their email address, and I'll walk you through setting it up. I will make that available to anybody that needs it. I will pass along our discount. If you want a hard copy, we'll pass along our discount and put one in your hands. There's a ton of resources out there. If you have something you want, reach out to any of us. We will get you the best possible price. I'm going to encourage you not to buy it on Amazon or eBay right now because they're ridiculous. We do not mark them up. We pass along our discount across the board, and any of us are willing to help you get it. But I pay for that membership every year so that we can offer that discounted price to all of our members and your friends and family. There are no limits to who I will give that to.
And yes, you can layer feelings oils without issues, but you probably don't want to use release with all the other oils. Release oil might make you cry. Release it in tears. And so that may
Crying
be
is
overwhelming.
therapeutic and good for you. That's what people keep saying anyway.
Yeah, but yes, you can layer them.
You can. We joke a lot about emotions in here because we tend to, strong people like to shelve their emotions, and stronger people like to let go of their emotions. And so when my kids are like, I don't want to cry, I'm like, you are so much better off to cry and let it go. And that makes you stronger than me. I tend to stuff emotions, which I'm going to tell you straight up is not healthy. You need to
Right.
let go of things. You need to process them. You don't need to dwell on them and waller in them, but you definitely need to be conscious of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, process it and let it go. If you feel stuck emotionally, I'm going to tell you right now, lemon is phenomenal for unstuck emotions.
All right, guys. We've been about 45 minutes now, and so we're going to go ahead and hop off of here. But really, guys, we love to hear from y'all. Please comment and let us know if you have any questions, or message us if you want to ask privately, or message your enroller. That's fine. You can post in the Facebook groups anytime. That's what they're there for. I know we have a lot of quiet readers, and that's fine too. But if you're thinking something and you're unsure, comment, because there are a lot of people that want to help. So yeah, that's all I got. You guys good?
I'm good.
We're good.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, you guys.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys. See y'all.
See you later.